we're gonna be doing album breakdown Q&A if anybody rocks up. So we're gonna start with the first track, which is called Wunderbar. This was probably the first song I made for the album. Hey Toms, how's it going? So it opens with this like cymatics 808. I did the almost like it's like a drill technique. Um, Is this better? Is that better? So what's going on with this one? So this piano, originally when I sent this to Aiden, they told me that it sounded too much like the Aerosmith Dream On. So there was a whole nother piano melody that I had to cut. I don't remember what it sounds like, but I didn't think it sounded like Dream On. So I could just keep turning the. I'm just gonna turn the master down even more. How's this comparably? So this piano, it's just like a recording of one note. It's not a real like plug-in or anything. It's just like a piano sample. And I am going to keep turning it down then. How about at 23 decibels? So then we go into the sort of, I guess what you'd call the verse, the verse, if this was a real song. So that's, no, it's totally fine. So it's this like little like very reverby OTT saw wave. The Ain't Going to Heaven hat, which I got from the fucking Yeet sample pack. And just like a pretty normal bass pluck. And it's all being sidechained to the drums, which is the Mike Tyson kick. And like the Jack U snare. We also have this other trap snare. I'm really bad at explaining this. And then we go into the, I guess you'd call it the drop, where the only real difference is this bass part, which is just like it's just like the transient, not even the transient, it's like the middle part of the 808 sample. And it was really inspired by, I've been listening to Rumble by Skrillex, and he does this exact trick in that. And so I didn't do any sidechaining on that because it's just like, because of the way that it's like cut up, it is just like sidechaining itself against the sort of the bass. And then we go into like the, I guess the post-chorus, the post-drop. And then, it repeats, because dance music, it's repetitive. And then we go into the outro, which is the same, but the piano has been half-timed and dropped down an octave. And it's got this clap, the sorry about that clap, which only appears here in the song. And there was like a whole nother drop. This song was probably like another 2 or 3 minutes long. Went into like a hands uppy sort of trancey sort of thing. I'd been listening to a lot of the song Russian Roulette by Porter Robinson, and that has that in it. So that's why I was like, oh, I'll do that. But I changed my mind because the song was too long and I kind of hated how long it was. So we'll go to the next song, which is called Me When I, and then it's got a random string of dates. We're going to have to, once again, because I have no frame of reference here, we're going to go -23 on the master. Yeah, you when I, you and you. So this is a hard style song, so I guess I'll just break down the sort of synth elements. So we get this like saw bass. I use this all the time. My microphone, it's like over this way. Is it doing the wrong one? Should not be. No, it should be going to my this one. I think it should be fine. I'm gonna just quickly turn my phone up. I think it's just because I like click clack on my keyboard really loudly. I don't know how to stop myself. So this specific synth, the saw bass that I'm using all the time, it's literally just, don't know if Serum's gonna open up on here, but it's just a saw wave and white noise. You can't see it because I have the stream up on my phone, and I just have it being like really like I'm pumping the distortion pretty much all the way up, so it just completely fries the whole thing. We've got this kick again because I'm always writing songs that have fucking DJ intros for some reason, and of course Exhaust 5. The saw wave is it was this one, wasn't it? And so it's literally just like it's like your really generic sort of synth sound. It's like if you listen to any kind of like 90s Euro dance, it's like the offbeat stuff they always did. And then we go into this sort of main melody part. Which this didn't have like chords to it, so just like I made that up. Made all this stuff up for it because I didn't have anything. And then we've got the Raver Clap, a snare build loop, because I don't know how to make these like. I appreciate that because it's almost entirely what I was going for by making whatever this was. It's sort of like a little bit 16-bit. So yeah, like a snare build-up loop because I don't know how to make them properly. And then it's got this vocal loop because I didn't know what to put here. And then you'll hear this a lot if you've listened to the album. You'll hear this all the time. The Prada snare. It was huge in like big room stuff when I was growing up, and I still think it's really funny. So then we go into the drop, which is so it's that same melody, but it's just on like a regular like a super saw, which is just a saw wave with a bunch of layers on top of it, really detuned. And it's also got that original sort of saw layer underneath it. It's got this hi-hat loop, again, because I couldn't figure out what I wanted for this one. And the first of many different kinds of distorted kicks in this song. And then we move to this bit, which is just a random fill I think I made. So it's like, and it's layered with this. Then you get the second kick in. This is like not something you should do. Like typically you wouldn't be going like these two kicks on top of each other. They're really like it's a faux pas. Like I shouldn't have done it. And it's got this like real like weird like giant clap on top of it. And that's got that's still got the main melody over the top of it. And then we go into like the trance sort of oscillating octave bass, so it's like I feel like I'm doing a very, very poor job of explaining if that's okay. So it's the same as the first drop, except it is so simple. I would call this like this is like the reggaeton rhythm, but it's typically played at like and I thought, oh, that would be cool at like you make it like 50 BPM faster, so it's like, and it's like fits into the rest of this sort of like very hard styley sort of. And then the clap comes in, and you hit the fill in, and then it goes into the outro, where it repeats that drop. And then it's the everybody loop. Then it ends with this, which isn't sidechained for some reason, but I don't know. It ended up being pretty good. I really like this one. I don't think it's my favorite song on the album, but it's definitely the one that felt the most like cathartic to make, because like I'm not a hardstyle guy, so it was very cool to make this and for it to be like good. So we're now gonna go to the next song, which is called "If My Sister Saw the Original Title of This, She'd Be Really Upset with Me." So I need to turn the tape stop effect back on, because for some reason that auto turns off. This one's pretty simple. I don't actually have to break down much of this one. Well, I can tell you why it's called that, but like it will get back to my sister. So I made this the day that my stepdad died, and it was originally called "My Piece of Shit Stepdad Died and I'm Making Brazilian Funk About It." And then I had like a change of heart. I was like, I probably shouldn't call it that. Jesus. Once again, negative 23 decibels, so it's listenable. This has about 4 elements to it, so this will not take very long to break down. It's got this, which I'm pretty sure is just that saw, really distorted saw wave from before. It's got this, which is just, that's like a dubsteppy sort of preset I use all the time. That's just like a saw wave going through like heaps of resonance, and then it's like really distorted. And then you get the Brazilian funk drum loop, a personal favorite of mine. It's really good. And then the fourth element is this synth. Just really high pitched. Just needs to break through the mix. So that when it's like playing like this, and then I play this like stupid little arpeggiating melody. This one's cool as well. I think this song is cool. I don't think it's good, but I think it's cool. I think it's like a weird thing for me to like include on the album here. But I'm still like I'm pretty pleased with it. And we get to talk about this one again later. Also, it ends with like the tape stop on it. Alright, next song, Key to My Heart. This one I might struggle to play just because it's the only song on the album I used Serum 2 for. And Serum 2 basically burns your fucking CPU, so gonna have to probably... I am probably going to have to do this. This one has like pretty interesting stuff in it, like the whole main sample is very interesting. It's no interesting story about this one. I think it's probably my favorite song on the album. It's definitely the one I've probably heard the most since the album came out, like yesterday or the day before. It's probably the one I've heard the most, like, full stop. Like, when I was in my MP3 player era, I exported this one early and just put it on there because I really, really liked it, and I just wanted to keep listening to it. So how's everyone in chat going? While I can't play music, I feel very awkward. I'm not really sure what I'm meant to do. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, okay, that's much better. So, alright. So it opens... So the main thing, the main hook of this is a sample of the song Healing Song by Loon. So you get... So what I've done with this is I've taken out the low end, so it sounds like, so it's got no bass to it. Sounds kind of shit with the bass in it as well, so it's like... and it's also pitched up, so originally it sounds like this. And so then you add these chords. And we get this bass. Actually, probably the simplest song, production-wise. And you get this like very UK garagey sort of drum part. This was inspired by, I mean, I like low-key ripped it off. There is a sample flip that Porter Robinson did on one of his streams of this exact song, using this exact like piece of the song. And I just like, he didn't even finish it. Like, he rage quitted halfway through, and I was like, fuck yeah, I'm definitely stealing this. Also the pad you can definitely see here, even though I won't be able to turn it off. It's got like the high frequency sort of being like boosted, so that it's like kind of easier to hear. It's probably a bit too harsh on the ears, but kind of everything on this album is mixed in a insane way. I also really like the drums on this one. So it's got this Z kick and an Oliver sort of like rim shot. So it's like, and I like really like UK garage stuff, so felt like kind of a no-brainer to have it on here. So yeah, that was pretty easy one. So we're gonna do Kill Every Transphobe in the World. This is another very simple song. So this was made like maybe second or third day I'd ever used the website Hook Theory, where people can just like transcribe songs and shit. And someone did Kill Everybody by Skrillex on there. And it was just like the sort of the sort of bass hook. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, I'd love to use that to do my own version of that song. That very famous classic song. So this is like a very like Dead Mousey sort of pluck sound. Slowly, the filter slowly opens up. We've got the yeah woo think break. Except it's not even that specific part of the break. You get the loop, the I want to kill everybody in the world. And then we go into this. This is another, I guess you'd call it a signature sound for me. Which is just playing that sort of. This is sort of like a transcription of that main like bass part. Looks kind of crazy. And we've got this like house drum pattern that all from a Skrillex like sample pack from Reddit. So then we get another. Obviously, again, like classic. Like all of my music is like run through, like all my basses at the very least, they're run through on like the tube distortion on Serum. I think it's like, it's such a good, sounds so good, even though it's like kind of ugly. It makes everything sound like it's drowning. You know, obviously, like, I love that sample. This is like not the first time I use it on this album. It's certainly not the last time I'll use it on the album. So we're up to the next song, which is called Search and Rescue. Does anybody have any questions about music production or no? If not, it's fine. I can just keep going. Oh yeah, that's right. It's really fucking loud. It's loud, and I'm speaking quite softly. Take that. Take no answer as a no. Alright, so this one, Search and Rescue. The bit we're wanting to talk about here is this. This is the most like 90s trance thing I've written for the album. It just like, it sounds so like two-step house trance vibe. So other interesting things about this is this is, you know, we get this bass that I think I made for this. I don't really know how I made it. It's not going to come up. Yeah, okay. It's got this 12 decibel bump on a sat, which is crazy and not something I would normally do. Just not how I like typically make music. I don't do that shit, but I guess it gives it kind of more body. It gives it more of like a character. This is really interesting the way I've done this. Let's put all the plugins that are on this like main lead. Let's group them together and just turn all of that off. So it sounds like this. Kind of boring and not very interesting, but then you turn the bit reduction on, so it's like, but you know, you have it at like 2% instead of 100. Put an OTT on it, put a saturator, make it louder, make it have more character, and then you use an enhance, which really will boost the very high of the synth. So it's like very unusual. I don't normally do shit like that. I don't try that hard with my sound processing. And it's got this like top loop, very like, again, housey, two-steppy, which is being sidechained to the kick and the, I'm assuming, is a clap. So I'm making house music essentially on this album. I'm making so much house music. I'm making a lot of house music. I'm making a lot of drum and bass on this album. I was thinking earlier today that this is like, it's very much like an album about how, where I'm like embracing a lot of like my, like the genres I grew up listening to. You know, there's like dubstep, there's like drum and bass, there's a bunch of like garage and house stuff. There's some like pop stuff, like including with this song we're about to talk about now, Sideward Step. It's like so like poppy that it's like so funny that of all the genres for me to not touch, there's not a single Future Bass song on this album, which is so funny because there was a period of time there where Future Bass was like the only thing I listened to. So I think that's like so funny that I just didn't even attempt to make a Future Bass song on here. Although I probably could have. I just don't think I was like feeling up to it. So I made this one for the Nice Friendly Song competition earlier this year. So this might be the only like non-single people actually heard.
Left foot, right foot, sideward step, dip it down low, then pop your chest, round and round, shake your hip.
So I just think this is like a really like yeah. So I've just taken. So this is just like a synth pad that I've just taken all the lows out of and just played the main chords on. And then we get the auto pan turning on the vocals, so it's off here.
Round and round, shake your hips, left foot, right foot, blow a kiss. Left foot, right foot, sideward step.
So it gets like it has the impression that the bass is like really loud and distorting it. So it has like the
left foot, right foot, sideward step.
Even though it's like not doing that, it just like it probably sounded normal, but I wanted it to sound like it was big and loud and distorted. And we have this like very like big sort of dancey synth that I think must, yeah, okay, it's being filtered in. I don't really remember how I did this one, but it's just like a pretty like typical like ARP using the chords that I was already using. Then we go into the Show Me Love section is what I've been calling it. Because because I use that organ bass. What else goes on in this one? You hear a lot of Reese basses on this album. I love a Reese bass. The outro, obviously. Yeah, so that outro, it's in a different key. I made that really specifically, just like in that moment where I loved the think break again, the yeah word. Also, I use this impact a lot. This is from the Dylan Brady 100 Gex sample pack. This is like the third or fourth song it appears on this album, so this has been a bad breakdown. I can't provide you anything like technical here because that's just not how I make music. I'm not like a technically very proficient producer. Like, I was listening to this while I went to go get my prescription yesterday, and I was like, oh, this thing is mixed like absolute dog shit. Like, look at this. What the hell was I thinking here? It's just like an insane fucking bass boost on the master, and then I put it through the fucked mastering chain. Cause like I don't know how to make music properly. I just like do it completely by vibe. So this is a color drum and bass song. So we have the like noisier drum samples that goes into. So here's what's interesting about this. You just need to know about this sample here. So this like atmospheric like pad is being vocoded. Well, it's not currently, but it's like it's all like being like vocoded around and shit. That's like how you make color bass typically. So you get like this, which is just like a... But because I'm running it through this specific like pad sample, goes to like... And then I got a sub bass underneath it. It's just like same rhythm. And then... And then... There's another one. Oh, it's this one. But it's like the only one where like I kind of do anything like vaguely interesting with like an idea, I guess. Ah, this is cool. I love this little thing where I just throw an almond break in, fake out drop, and it goes. Yeah, that's cool. And then there's the outro that has this really stupid bit that I love. Just where it does like the octave up. I thought that was really funny. Then we got the sort of housey, sort of complextro version of my piece of shit dad song. Oh, loud. Forgot. So this melody here is just the melody to the song "She Heals Everything" by Porter Robinson. But I could not think of what I needed to do with this. I don't know if there's anything to say about this one. It's the shortest song on the album by quite a bit, and I have just like no interesting facts about this other than that. Other than that, Juby was meant to rap over this at one point. This was the beat that I had made as the Ocean Hater diss track. That nothing ever came of that. So I just was like, nah, who cares? This can just go here. So now we have another very fucking dead basic song. I don't know what the full title is, but I just have it shortened to Paradise on here. So this one has like a kind of interesting sort of like main lead melody. Again, too loud. I keep forgetting that the whole thing's not in not at the volume that I thought it was. So like that's like I find that really cool, and it's like also got like this really like again like the low sort of Reese bass, the clap, and then we'll just go to the sort of the drop, I suppose. So this is really like FME sort of like Skrillexy sort of one shot going into. Yeah, that's a really distorted sine wave with white noise. And I've got like a minimalist like drill beat over the top of that, like but you know, and then it goes back into the does this sort of the 4 on the floor bit. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That. Alright. We got 2 more to go, I think. But I might also do a bit of You're On and Don't Leave Me Here, because, I don't know, they have cool projects, I suppose. So this is the ISI one. This one I made forever ago. So it opens with this main synth, which I have a feeling is just a regular saw wave. That's being like automated with like it's doing like volume automation. So it's like yeah. So it's just like always going do 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 do, and I'm just putting like different notes in to get what sounds like an actual sort of song. But it's also got all this on it. This here, that's doing kind of all the heavy lifting for why it sounds like that. This has a really complicated like drum part for some reason. So it's like main snare is like 6 snares. But they were all playing at like different times and at like different volumes, so you can't hear them properly. This is like overkill. Like I probably could have removed most of these snares and no one would have even noticed. Like if I remove like, let's go to like that. We'll keep 2 snares there. Okay. We'll add this one there. Yeah, like it could have been those 3 snares. I didn't need these top 3 that do like I certainly didn't need BBL Drizzy by Drake snare. So here we have Cool Bass. I believe I have this one saved as. Yeah, this one's saved as Cool Bass. That's just a regular sine wave. I think I have this one saved as other cool bass. Yeah, I do. Let's do a quick fix of this mix. Ah, and also it's got the anyway, the thing that's like really interesting about this is what I have dubbed here as second drop, which is, I think I put a gate on the main. I exported the drop, put a gate on it, and you end up with so that just, I kicked the snare on like some bass, and then I added like almost like a shaker over the top. And then this is a really, really, really distorted version of that lead melody. So it's like this. There's nothing really else interesting about this except for the fact that like in the final drop, that riser sound keeps playing. But yeah, so like I thought it was really cool that I was like, oh, I've made like an almost like left field bass thing with the and you can hear just enough of the doof 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 melody through it. So it's like alright, now we're on to the greatest song on the album. I'm Nixon Do. Alright, first things first, at least I remembered to this time. I'm going to explain where this sample came from. So the I'm Nixon Do sample,
the phone is bugging out.
It's not showing me the video. Let's open the video up.
My phone is bugging out. I just typed in do, like D-O-O.
Like Scooby-Doo.
Oh, this video is not coming up. Anyway, so it's from the Oni Plays playthrough of Power World. Chris's phone autocorrects something to do, and I guess they must have been talking about Richard Nixon, and Zach just goes,
I'm Nixon Do.
I just thought it was really funny to have as like a vocal drop thing. So this is the thing I used to do with my drum breaks all the time, is I'd cut them up in really awkward sort of ways. So it's like, so that when this part here comes in and you just hear the drum break playing, it means something, you know. This bass is, I'm pretty sure this is a fucking Virtual Riot bass. Yeah, this is a Virtual Riot Serum 2 bass. And this is an absolutely fucking fried lead as well. Very simple lead. Very simple, like everything across this album. Very simple. And there's nothing crazy on it. Fuck it. Let's do Don't Leave Me Here and You're On, and then we can do the outro, and I can finish recording this, and I can post it to YouTube and do whatever the hell else I want to do. All right. So. Oop. this drum loop. So then we get. It's really inspired by like Madeon and shit like that. And like I wanted to have like a really like filtery sort of chord with like I think this one's really cool. This was nearly on the album. It was covering the album like quite last minute. Yeah, I just think like the bass part's really cool. Same with like the, and it's like, I think that part's really cool. We'll do You're On really quickly, and then because my fucking neck hurts, my spine hurts from being hunched over my computer. So this is You're On. Let's just turn that shit down. Here's something fun. These two songs, they use the same drum loop. They also use like a lot of the same palette are on here. It also uses like the Jane Remover thing, the fifths, I really like that. I really associate that with like Frailty. Like this bass pad, which I think is just like Ableton stock. And of course you get this, this is just like a regular sort of like 8-bit lead. But it's just because I'm playing so many notes in such a short period of time with it. And then you get the... A lot of the songs on this album, definitely, this would have fit perfectly in just because... it's like very crowded. I feel like a lot of the mixes on this album are like super fucking crowded. Anyway, so this is the outro. There is like an interesting sort of production technique here. So you get this pad, which is going through a reverb and RC20 retro color, which is currently not doing anything because I'm not currently logged into my Splice account. Then you get a Labs, which I think is just the violins. And you get, I think this is just the init thing, but it's just being reverbed out. And so what is happening here is it's being reverse sidechained, I don't know how else to put it, to this drum break which is muted throughout the song there. Credit song for the short film Violet Blood, and I think that's really interesting, and I reckon that's all I got in me tonight. So thank you for coming out. This is a pretty short one, but there's kind of not really that much to say about the album. Alright, I'm out of here.